Brighton Beach Busking presents
Samuel, Jake, Josh, Bronte, Ian, Oscar, welcome to
the Busking Break.
Thank you for having me.
How are you?
Very good, thank you.
The show where we interview your favourite Brighton Beach Buskers, finding out the stories behind the musicians that sound our streets.
I try everything to a very average level.
Music is... I mean, if it had been the Olympics, it would be a gold medal.
Make sure to subscribe and hit that notifications bell so you do not miss an episode. So come with us and be part of this journey. Hello and welcome to Busking Break here at the Works Pier. Today we spoke to the legend that is Josh from Fukushima Dolphin. It was a really great conversation and I hope you enjoy it. Josh, Fukushima Dolphin, thank you so much for coming on Busking Break.
Oh, nice man.
How are you?
Yeah, pretty good.
Good stuff. So, you are a guitar player, you're no stranger to a loop pedal, singer. How did you start out as a musician? Like, how did you begin? What made you begin? And then how did the journey lead you here?
It's quite a long one, I guess, really.
It's cool.
So I've just always done music, really. It's like, started when I was about 15 playing the guitar, probably like 13.
Cool.
Then, and then wrote songs and stuff. But that's what I've been doing now at Busking. I've been doing for like the last 15 years.
Uh-huh.
And it just develops over time, really. Just keep doing it, and style changes. And
Uh-huh. Well, how has things changed since then? Like, how has it evolved?
I guess at first when I was busking, I was just doing like loopy psychedelic stuff with no singing.
Okay.
So it was just kind of more like ambient, trancey guitar stuff. Then I wrote songs on the side, but wouldn't incorporate them. So then after about 10 years, I suddenly thought, I could mix the songs with the psychedelic guitar.
Uh-huh.
For some reason, I'd always done them separately before.
Yeah.
It was quite nice then, because you got like the two things together.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That's cool. So you take up guitar when you're kind of 15 or 13, and then somewhere along the way you kind of decided to busk. What was the kind of motivation and
Well, I've had a few jobs obviously and stuff. Then I got quite a good job for a while doing like music for documentaries.
Okay.
Which was good, but just meant like, for me, I'm not the best producer, so I was just like on the computer like 16 hours a day, and just like at some point I was like, I can't do it anymore. I just want to go out and play actual music. So I just went out and started busking just to like not being on the computer, and I thought, fuck it, I'm not going to do that anymore. Just going to busk.
That's awesome.
And get a band together and just like make actual music.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when did Fukushima Dolphin come into the picture?
Guess like probably about 8 years after busking.
Okay.
I've been writing songs and doing open mics, but just like I said, I wasn't doing the songs. I was just doing the open mics. I wasn't doing the psychedelic loopy stuff with them.
Uh-huh.
So I guess I just suddenly, at some point, I thought I still didn't incorporate them. Actually, I was still just thinking I'm going to start a band. So the first Fukushima Dolphin was like a 5-piece band that I started, which is a lot of the songs that I play now are in it, but it was more like a kind of indie orientated, like kind of band.
Uh-huh.
And that went on for about 3 years. Quite good actually. And then when that band broke up for some, I don't know why it did in the end, it just kind of did.
Uh-huh.
That's when I started busking and then playing the songs with my loops. So now I'm at Alex, and it kind of just turned into a duo after that.
And how long has it been a duo now?
About 4 years. Seems less, but the pandemic kind of gave lost time. So.
Uh-huh. What was your like experience as a musician in the pandemic?
It was all right. I personally didn't mind it too much. I was just like, I minded it politically in many ways, but personally, I embraced it in a way as a chance to just like. But it was, I busked through most of it, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
And actually the first summer of the lockdown was probably one of the best summers there's been. And everyone was like really wild that summer.
Really?
Probably too wild. Like sometimes like we went really crazy. Busking when I was busking, like the crowds got really big, so everyone was desperate, but they weren't really supposed to, so then the police would stop it. Then in the end, like, it reached a point where I did actually have to like stop because the police kept stopping me. But that only was at like the tail end, so I had like a month when I couldn't play when the police finally started saying, you know, you can't play because you're always going to get a crowd because everyone wants to hear music. So,
yeah.
But then, yeah, so I had to stop for a bit, but not as long as it wasn't too bad.
That's cool. So have you only ever busked in Brighton? Have you busked in other places?
Yeah, I've been around, like got the bus around Europe a couple of years ago to Greece.
Nice.
Berlin, Greece, Spain, places.
Yeah, how was that?
Yeah, quite nice.
Yeah,
it's nice. It's good to just get around. Yeah.
Any like standout stories?
I think. I mean, lots of things happened, but
Of course.
yeah. I mean, Spain's really nice, but you have to be careful because the police can let you do it. They're not supposed to. So.
Okay.
But I mean, yeah, most of the time it was just general travelling experience. You know, it was good, but
Yeah.
I can't think of anything like. Probably are some good stories, but I can't think of any.
All blending into
I need
one.
a coffee.
So how do you find busking in Brighton, maybe in comparison to other places that you've busked, or just in general, how do you find it?
In many ways, it's one of the best because it's not the most money, but it's very easy to busk here. And there's quite a few nice spots, and there can be some annoying people around, but generally people are pretty nice. And considering how easy it is to busk here, you make enough money. But you can go somewhere you make a bit more money, but it's harder, so and you have to pay to get there. I mean, there's more like, obviously Spain and certain places are more like exotic places to busk. But Brighton's really nice in the summer. I mean, the seafront's amazing. So it is one of the better places to busk. And obviously you play all the time, it gets a bit the same, but still good.
Yeah, it's a good city for that kind of arts and culture, and then like busking somewhere it sits in there somewhere.
Yeah.
So Fukushima Dolphin, what is the meaning, or how did you come up with the name?
It was a song actually that I wrote.
Okay.
Just like it's kind of like a silly. I never play it. It's just like a silly like little hippie song, kind of. It's like seem like one like Fukushima Dolphin swim away. It's about a dolphin in the radioactive water trying to swim away and then dying in the radiation. But I never did much with the song. And I thought, just like maybe it's a good band name. Because when you're trying to think of a band name, like everything, you think, would that be a good band name? Would that be a good band name? And they're like, I bet no one's used that. And it kind of stands out, and I liked it, so I just thought, use that as a band name.
It's really cool. It's unique for sure, and like you say, naming things is a whole new level of frustration. So since its kind of inception with Fukushima Dolphin, like what's been like some of the highlights, some of the things that have stood out that maybe you didn't expect to do, or?
So no, not very sensational really. So I don't know. There's been loads of different experiences. I mean, busking's probably the thing I enjoy the most in a way, just because it's so like changeable and spontaneous, and sometimes you can be playing at 9 at night and something turns into like a rave and there's like 100 people dancing. Well, other times you're just playing and just one person's listening, but you're really in the zone and you play something you never played before, and you know that the other person's following you on this little journey. And there's loads of like little experiences you have. And then big shows, I was lucky to do the big push shows with them at Chalk and around Manchester and stuff. I love doing the big shows. It's a different thing though, because I have to do the sound check, set up, and then it's more of like a staged event. So, but it's a different thing, and also you feel more alienated from the crowd on a big stage because they're all like further away. But if it all comes together in the right way on the right night, it can be amazing as well. A big show as well. Yeah.
Is there anything like you would like to achieve through Fukushima Dolphin, or if you've got any like sort of plans for the future that you'd like, that you're trying to manifest, or? Just
to make more music, and it would be nice to get more established. like just to like make a whole thing out of it really. Just just get more of an opportunity just to keep doing it. And
I really like that you guys do these kind of like busking albums. These like, you know, you put in content and songs up like on a regular basis. What's the kind of thought process behind that, or is it just sort of?
Well, the busking albums are like my little solo things because the first one was like really lo-fi. I just took a few mics to a studio with a big room, so it would sound a bit like when I'm busking and just put them around. But I wasn't very good at mixing, and then so it sounds like a super lo-fi.
Cool.
It's actually got the most streams, that one.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And the second one, I like it though. I like the kind of weird little doing these busking albums that are completely live, and then just with the little keyboard and stuff. So did another one that was the same kind of thing. And then, but yeah, me and Alex have done a few live sessions as well in my room. With
That's cool. How did that kind of like the sound with, you know, using the keyboard, using the loop pedal, and how did it sort of come to be? Was it like an organic thing, or did you kind
just
of
over time really? Because I used to just play just the guitar and the loop pedal, and then don't know why. I just thought, at some point, just bought a little Casio keyboard. And like, oh, should I take it out with me? And
it's really cool.
Just gradually incorporated it, and then I can play the drums. And when Alex plays the drums otherwise, but when he's not there, I can play the drums with my fingers.
Yeah, got that option.
Yeah.
So, busking here in Brighton, do you think that maybe Brighton and Hove Council could do a bit more to help buskers? Do you think they do a good job?
I haven't really got in my way much, so I don't really think about it. I know in a lot of towns they do get in your way more, and there's more problems. You have to get a license, or they have certain rules and stuff, but generally they're pretty chilled out. I mean, technically you're not supposed to busk with an amp at all in Brighton and Hove, but they always turn a blind eye to it. But I guess they may as well just remove that rule. And they could say like something about you shouldn't be beyond a certain volume, but seeing as everyone uses amps, it's a bit pointless having the rule. But yeah, I mean, hopefully they won't get any stricter. Obviously that would be bad, but at the moment it's pretty good.
Good place in that sense.
Yeah.
Cool. Do you see Fukushima Dolphin maybe recording like an album and putting anything out in the near future?
I've got to do a single in the next few months of a new song. We've got another studio session that's probably going to come out later in the year, or just one song. Probably in the winter we'll probably get into like a new EP or album.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nice. So we can expect some stuff coming in the future.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, if I try and do hopefully a couple of singles over the summer, and then something a bit more in the winter. Yeah.
It's cool. So with all the busking you've done over the last, however long, and with Fukushima Dolphin, is there any kind of time that really stands out, like a wild story? Maybe a good one, maybe a not so good one?
Can't think of any one, but they all kind of blend together really in my busking sessions. Like I see videos of me playing, and I don't remember that specific time. I'm just like, oh, there are people dancing. It's like, oh, okay. I wasn't got my hat on, so I just like, I notice obviously, but like I don't really. It all just blends into one thing. So there are some wild times. Like I said, the first lockdown summer was pretty wild. There were loads of times when it went quite crazy, and sometimes too crazy and got quite edgy. But yeah, I don't know. I can't think of any like particular one time, to be honest. Just it's times I like. Yeah, I don't know. Not very good for stories like that. Just
like clearly all of the busking you've done, probably like if you're getting that into the zone like you do, maybe you don't. It's all just like merged.
It does kind of feel like just one big thing when I think about it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Okay, Josh, I've got a question that you can go as deep as you like. What is music to you?
I mean, it's deep and it's not deep in a way. It's just like, I guess I think like music in a way, what real music in a way is kind of just like a human thing. It's like, you have like commodified music, which you make a single, and you make a package and stuff. that's kind of like, it's lovely to do that, and it's about ideas as well. It's not just commodification, but that's another thing. But I think like real music is just like people being in a situation, like around a campfire or just whatever. I mean, that's a bit of a cheesy way to put it, but whatever, people just play music spontaneously as like a human event, and people just dance to it or feel something with it, and that, I think that's amazing. It's just like some people do and need to do in a way, or it helps them anyway.
And what about like for you personally?
I don't know, I can do it, I like doing it, and it definitely takes you to some interesting places in your mind, like it can be quite meditative, or it can be like quite raw. So you can explore a lot of different things with it. So I don't know. I mean, it's just is. Just can't really say what music is really. I mean, there's a lot of things, isn't it?
Yeah. That's the question.
Yeah, it's just like I think.
It's just a thing. No, I hear you.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
it is.
No one. I mean, it's just something people do in the end. I mean, you can't say it's only one thing. I mean, it's just. It's just people making sounds and then responding to them, and obviously make different structures with the sound, different. Yeah. It's
cool. It's such like you say, it's everything, but it's also really specific at the same time.
Yeah.
I
think if you take away, like I was saying, I got the spontaneous aspect of it, which is, for me, like the most important thing. Like people actually playing music and responding to it in a situation. Then if you commodify it and package it and make it, that's all good, but you don't want to lose the aspect of the actual music. So.
Yeah, for sure. Where do you draw kind of your musical influences from? What kind of styles of music do you like?
I was quite lucky when I was younger, because I had I met a friend at school who's a really good musician, and I was into like Nirvana and Radiohead and Britpop, which is all brilliant and definitely influenced me a lot. But my friend was into like jazz and jazz fusion, so he got me into like John McLaughlin and the Mahavishnu Orchestra and other kind of more jazzy stuff. I think that definitely influenced my guitar, because like Shakti, John McLaughlin, he does like his Indian guitar. He does quite big bends and like so I think that influenced me quite a bit. So it's probably a blend of that jazz influence and then, well, not jazz, but like jazz fusion, and then blend with the Britpop and the indie and the rock.
That's kind of what's created this.
I always loved like songs. Like I like things which are like clearly like the Beatles is like, it's psychedelic, but it's clearly a song as well. I mean, my stuff kind of does go off on tangents a lot, but I'm always like wanting it to be like centered around a nice song. Yeah.
That's cool. Really cool. Well, thank you so much for doing the Busking Break.
Cool. Thanks for having me. Yeah.
Where can the people find you?
Well, Facebook you can check for our gigs, or Instagram and all that stuff. Just send us a message or whatever. Obviously, I'm out busking on the seafront, and music on Spotify and and Spotify, iTunes, all that stuff.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Spot on. Thanks, man.
Cool.
Cheers.
Thanks, man.
Thank you for watching the Busking Break here on the Brighton Beach Busking YouTube channel. If you haven't already, then please click subscribe, like this video, and hit the notifications bell so you know when videos have been posted. Go and check out our busking guests. All their links are in the description. I have been your host, August Radio Project. If you're a musician, creative, and you like challenges, or you need some tips and tricks, then go and check out my YouTube channel, also linked in the description. Thank you to Works for welcoming us to the Works Pier and believing in the project. If you're a creative looking for workspace in Brighton, contact Works through the details in the description. They offer co-working, craft space, sound studios, offices, meeting rooms, and more. Also, thank you to Mug Time for the wonderful mugs. You can find the link to their Amazon shop in the description below. And thank you to you for watching the Busking Break. And I'm sure I will see you in the next one. Thank you.